Hello everyone, my name is Akshay. Today my topic is internet connections using hotspot Wi-Fi cable. Hotspot. At its essence, a hotspot is a blend of software, hardware, and back-end network data service that combine to transform a phone into the equivalent of a broadband modem and router. In other words, it can distribute a web connections to nearby system via Wi-Fi. This not only lets us allow laptop and tablet online but can share it with co-workers as long as they in range and they know the password. How it's work? To use a phone as a hotspot, the device treats its online connections to the data networks as if it were a broadband data source. It then transmits this data locally like a mini Wi-Fi router using the 802.11 AC or 802.11 AX protocol. With the newest handsets, the net result is that those Wi-Fi devices that are within range can tap into the data signal as if it were a regular old Wi-Fi network because it is. We can use our mobile data in shared mode for accessing the internet in the laptop device. All we need is to turn on the portable hotspot under our mobile. We can set the SSID and password for sharing the internet connection with the other device. We can also share QR code of the connection information to other device. It is also possible to restrict the data sharing limit. The hotspot sharing is possible through us as well as Bluetooth threading. How much secure? Using a phone hotspot can increase your security profile by letting you avoid the use of insecure public hotspots in coffee shops and hotels. At the phone end of the equations, is just as secure and private as making a phone call or web surfing with your phone because 4G data traffic is generally encrypted using the Snow Stream CPR with a 128-bit encryption key. For those able to tap into one of the emerging 5G networks, the protection is increased with 256-bit encryptions, the ability to block fake mobile network transmission sits now as stringers and encryptions of your identity and location to thought identity thieves. This is only the case if the network implements these defenses too. With any mobile network, a VPN can build a stronger well around your communication with AEC 256-bit encryptions, but it often comes at the cost of performance between the phone and the clients connecting through it. The phone's hotspots uses Web 2 encryptions, which requires a passcode of at least 8 characters. Some newer phones from LG, Asus, and Samsung can use the stronger Web 3 scheme that better protects the authentication phase of connecting Wi-Fi in public place like an airport, coffee shop, library or hotel. We been right in the middle of a wireless network. Many people also use wireless networking, also called Wi-Fi or 802.11 networking, to connect their computers at home, and some cities are trying to use the technologies to provide free or low cost internet access to residents. In the near future, wireless networking may becomes to widespread that you can access the internet just about anywhere at any time without using wireless. A wireless network uses radio waves just like cell phones, televisions, and radios do. In fact, communications across a wireless network is a lot like two-way radio communications. Here's what happens. First, a computer's wireless adapter translates data into a radio signal and transmit it using an antenna. Second, a wireless router receives the signal and decodes it. The router sends the information to the internet using a physical wired Ethernet connections. The process also works in reverse with the router receiving information from the internet, translating into a radio signal and sending it to the computer's wireless adapter. The radios used for Wi-Fi communications are very similarly to the radios used for Volkiet Telkies cell phone and other devices. They can transmit and receive radios waves, and they can convert first and zeros into radio waves and convert the radio waves back into first and zeros. Wi-Fi has a lot of advantage. Wireless network are easy to set up and encapsulations. They also unobtrusive unless you are on the lookout for a place to watch streaming movies on your tablet. You may not even notice when you in a hotspot. In this article, we look at the technology that allows information to travel over the air. We also review what it takes to create a wireless network in your home. Internet through cable. Cable modems can be either internet or external to the computer. In some cases, the cable modem can be part of a set top cable box requiring that only a keyboard and mouse be added for internet access. In fact, if your cable system has upgraded to digital cable, the new set top box the cable company provides will be capable of connecting to the internet whether or not you receive internet access through your CATV connections regardless of their outward appearance. All cable modems contain certain key components. Turner modular media access controller MAC device microprocessor. The Turner connections to the cable outlet sometimes with the addition of a splitter that separates the internet data channel from normal CATV programming. Since the internet data comes through an otherwise unused cable channel, the Turner simply receives the modulated digital signal and passes it to the demodulator. In some cases, the turner will contain a lipsexer which allows the turner to make use of one set of frequencies general between 42 and 850 mhz for downstream traffic and another set of frequencies between 5 and 42 mhz for the upstream data. Other systems, most often those with more limited capacity for channels, will use the capable modem turner for downstream data and a dial up telephone modem for upstream traffic. In either case, after the turner receives a signal, it is passed to the demodulator. Demodulators have your functions. A quadrature amplitude modulations QAM demodulator takes a radio frequency signal that has had information encoded in it by varying both the amplitude and phase of the wave and turns it into a simple signal that can be processed by the ang- to digital converter. The AD converter takes the signal which varies in voltage and turns it into a series of digital firsts and zeros. An corrections module then checks the received information against a now standard so that problems in transmissions can be found and fixed. In most cases, the network farms or groups of data are in MPEG format, so an MPEG is used to make sure the data groups stay in line and in order. In capable modems that use the cable system for upstream traffic, a modulator is used to convert the digital computer. In capable modems that use the capable system for upstream traffic, a modulator is used to convert the digital computer network data into radio frequency signals for transmissions. The component is sometimes called a burst modulator because of the irregular nature of most traffic between a user and the internet and consists of three parts. First part, a section to insert information used for error corrections on the receiving end. Second part, a QM modulators. Third part, a digital to analog DA converter. The MAC sits between the upstream and downstream portions of the cable modems and acts as the interface between the hardware and software portions of the various networks protocols. All computer network devices have MACs, but in the case of a cable modem, the tasks are more complex than those of a normal network interface card. For this reason, in most cases, some of the MAC functions will be assigned to a central processing unit CPU, either the CPU in the cable modem or the CPU of the user system. The microprocessor jobs. The microprocessor jobs depend somewhat on whether the cable modem is designed to be part of a larger computer system or to provide internet access with no additional computer support in situations calling for an attached computer. The internet microprocessor still pick up much of the MAC functions from the dedicated MAC module. In system where the cable modem is the sole unit required for internet access, the microprocessor picks up MAC, Slack and much more. Now, introductions of CLUD. Concept of CLUD. The CLUD is the internet, more specifically it's all of the things you can access remotely over the internet. When something is in the CLUD, it means it's stored on internet servers instead of your computer's hard drive. There are hundreds of different cloud storage systems. Some have a very specific focus, such as a strong web email, message, or digital pictures. Others are available to store all forms of digital data. Some cloud storage systems are small operations, while others are so large that the physical equipment can fill up an entire warehouse. The facilities that house cloud stored storage systems are called centers. At its most basic level, a cloud storage system needs just one data server connected to the internet. A client, example, a computer used subscribe to a cloud storage services, sends copies of files over the internet to the data server, which then records the information. When the client wishes to retrieve the information, he or she accesses the data server through a web-based interface. The server then either sends the files back to the client or allows the client to access and manipulations the files on the server itself. Cloud storage system generally rely on hundreds of data servers because computers occasionally require maintenance or repair. It's important to store the same information on multiple machines. This is called redundancies. Without redundancies, a cloud storage system couldn't ensure clients that they could access their informations at any given time. Most systems store the same data on servers that use different power supplies. That way, clients can access their data even if one power supply fails. Not all cloud stored clients are worried about running out of storage space. They used cloud storage as way to create backups of data. If something happens to the client's computer system, the data survives of sites. It's digital as variations of don't put all your eggs in one basket. Now, purpose and applications of cloud. Purpose of cloud. Some of the main reasons to use the cloud and convenience and reliabilities. For example, if you ever used a web-based email service such as Gmail or Yahoo Mail, you already used the cloud. All of the emails in web-based services are stored on servers rather than on your computer's hard drive. This means you can access your email from any computer with an internet connections. It also means you be able to recover your emails if something happens to your computer. File storage. File storage, you can store all types of information in the cloud, including files and emails. The means you can access these things from any computer or mobile device with an internet connections, not just your home computer. Dropbox and Google Drive. Google Drive are some of the most popular cloud-based storage services. File sharing. The cloud makes it easy to share files with several people at the same time. For example, you could upload several photos to a cloud-based photo services like Flickr or iCloud Photos, then quick share them with friends and family. Backing up data. You can also use the cloud to protect your files. Apps like Mozi and Carbonate automatically back up your data to the cloud. This way, if your computer ever is lost, stolen, or debugged, you'll still be able to recover these files from the cloud. Applications of cloud. Previously, we talked about how desktop applications allow you to perform tasks on your computer, but there are also web applications or web apps that run in the cloud and do not need to be installed on your computer. Many of the most popular sites on the internet are actual web apps. You may have even used a web app without realizing it. Let's take a look at some popular web apps. Facebook. Facebook lets you create an online profile and interact with your friends. Profiles and conversations can be updated at any time. So Facebook uses web app technologies to keep the information up to date. Pixlr. Pixlr is an image editing application that runs in your web browsers, much like Adopted Photoshop. It includes many advantages, features like color corrections and sharing tools. Google Docs. Google Docs is an office site that runs in your browser, much like Microsoft Office. You can use it to create documents, spreadsheets, presentations, and many more. And because the files are stored in the cloud, it's easy to share them with others. Concept of online data backup. Online backup or remote backup is a strengthly for sending a copy of a physical or virtual file or database to a secondary off-site locations for previsions in case of equipment failures or catastrophe. The secondary server and data storage systems are usually hosted by a third-party service provider who charges the backup customers a fee based on storage space or